Hello students, today we will see operation of governing in water turbines. So let us know about governing operation. So it is the operation by which speed of turbine is kept constant under all conditions of working. So this is done automatically by means of governor. So this governor is a mechanical device which regulates the flow of water into the turbine and maintain the speed is constant under all working conditions. So in this governing system, most of turbines use centrifugal governors. So this centrifugal governor having one shaft, large shaft, and at the intermediate stage we fix one sleeve. So this sleeve can move up and down, and this shaft is directly connected to our turbine main shaft. And here you see 4 links. So for the 2 links we are connected balls. So this governor speed is rotated with the same speed of turbine shaft. So when the turbine shaft speed is increases, the governor shaft also rotate with the same speed, that is more speed. So due to this high speed, these balls are move towards outside. So thereby this sleeve moves upward. So this sleeve is connected to the one lever which is support with fulcrum. So in the same way, when the speed of the turbine is decreases, the shaft rotating in the governor also reduces, and thereby this balls comes towards axis of the shaft inward. This balls moves inwards, thereby this sleeve moves downward. సింపుల్. ఎక్కువ స్పీడ్ ఉన్నప్పుడు బాల్స్ హై రొటేషన్ తోటి రొటేట్ అవడం వల్ల సెంట్రిఫ్యూగల్ ఫోర్స్ యాక్ట్ అయ్యి బాల్స్ అనేవి అవుట్ సైడ్కి వెళ్ళిపోతాయి. సో దానివల్ల ఏమైంది, స్లీవ్ అనేది పైకి మూవ్ అవుతుంది. దీనికి ఆపోజిట్గా ఎప్పుడైతే స్పీడ్ అనేది తగ్గినప్పుడు ఈ బాల్స్ అనేది సెంట్రిఫ్యూగల్ ఫోర్స్ తగ్గడం వల్ల ఇవి లోపలికి వచ్చేస్తాయి. సో లోపలికి రావడం వల్ల స్లీవ్ అనేది డౌన్వర్డ్గా మూవ్ అవుతుంది. సో in this order sleeve move up and down according to the speed of the turbine shaft. So here in the governing operation we keep constant velocity speed under all conditions of working. All conditions of working means here there is a load. So turbine is connected with generator. So turbine shaft is connected to the generator. So through the generator we produce the electric power. So to produce the electric power there is the fluctuations in the output. That means let us see the one diagram, one simple circuit. So this is the power source. That means a battery or generator, whatever. So in this power plant the power source is generator. So which is produce the electric power. So here, so this is the open circuit, so that there is the less voltage needed. So initially voltage is very low because we are using open circuit. If you connect this end terminals with suppose high voltage high voltage lamp, high voltage lamp, thereby this generator need to produce more voltage. So that means here there is a demand in the electrical power because we are attached the high voltage lamp. So this lamp need more voltage. So this more voltage, high voltage need to supplied by generator. That means power supply. So here in the same concept, so this is called load. Whatever adding the end terminals of circuit called load, simply called load, or we can also called electric load. So if these terminals are connected with motor, suppose motor, so this motor consumes more power than high voltage lamp. Am I right? So that means by connecting the motor to this power supply, the load is increased. This is the load in the electrical circuit. So in the same way, the power source is generator. Out of the generator there is a power supply station. So in that station there is the fluctuations occur. So in order to avoid these fluctuations, the shaft should maintain constant speed. So how does maintain constant speed of the turbine shaft in the power plant? Let us see. This is the diagram of governing system. So the position of these pistons in the cylinders is at normal speed. At normal speed, suppose let us assume normal speed 200 rpm. So at normal speed, the positions of pistons in the cylinder like this. So before that, we introduce the components which are used in the governing system. So this is the centrifugal governor and lever. This cylinder is relay cylinder or control valve or distribution valve. And here one thing, oil sump. In that we used oil. So by using hydraulic energy, we give mechanical motion. This is the oil pump. This cylinder is the relay cylinder or servo motor. So in that there is only one piston. In the relay valve there are two pistons. And this is the sphere, as you know. So this sphere is used in Pelton wheel. So now we see the governing operation in Pelton wheel. So sphere insisted in the nozzle. So by movement leftward and or rightward motion of the sphere, we control the flow of water in the nozzle. So this position of cylinders is at normal speed. Let us assume this normal speed 200 rpm. So initially assume the turbine speed is high. That means 400 rpm, which is more than our assumed normal speed. So normal speed is 200, but for the need of high electrical power, the turbine is rotated with more speed, that is 400 rpm. Initially we assume this one. So the turbine is rotated with 400 rpm for a while, for a period of one time. So suddenly there is a, so see the case, first case, when the load on the generator decreases. So that means load is decreases on the generator. That means the generator need to be supply less electrical power. So but the generator shaft is rotated with high speed. So this turbine main shaft also rotated with high speed. That high speed we assumed in this 400 rpm. So due to this high speed, the balls rotated with centrifugally high speed and moves towards outside. Balls moves towards outside, thereby the sleeve moves upward. Sleeve moves upward, thereby the lever moves downwards in the relay cylinder, relay valve. So the this piston moves downwards, thereby V1 valve is closed and V1 valve open. So the oil goes to the enter into the servo motor through the V2 valve. So this high pressured oil pushes the piston in the servo meter through the rightward. So thereby this sphere is connected to the piston, so that the sphere moves rightward, so that the rate of flow is decreased. So if you decrease the rate of flow, the turbine rotation movement also reduced slowly. So thereby the turbine main shaft speed is reduced. That is, the reduced speed is normal speed. So when the load on the generator decreases, we obtain constant speed, that is assumed speed is 200 rpm. So in this way, when the load decreases on the generator, automatically the turbine shaft rotation speed is also reduced. That means and maintain constant speed 200 rpm. So let us see the second case. When the load increases, this is the another case. Load decreases and the load increases. That means the output electrical power is, we need more. So that's why the load is increases. So but when the load is increases, the speed is 200 rpm. So this speed is not enough to produce the more electrical power. So that means we need to increase the speed. So the turbine main shaft rotates with less speed, and due to this slow speed of turbine, the balls and moves towards inner side and the sleeve moves downward, thereby the lever moves upward in the cylinder, in the relay cylinder, thereby now V1 valve is open and V2 valve closed. So the oil enters into the V1 valve and pushes the oil in the face of B. So this is the face B, piston face B. This is the piston face A. So whatever enters high pressured oil in the servo motor, the oil pushes the piston backward, so that the sphere moves leftward, so that the nozzle diameter increases. Hence the rate of flow is increased. So if you increase the rate of flow, automatically the turbine speed is increased. So here we obtain we also obtain constant speed from less speed. Initially the speed is around 150 rpm. Due to this governing operation, this 150 rpm comes to 200 rpm. So in this way we maintain the constant speed even though the load is increased or decreased in the generator. So this is the governing operation. So this operation is done automatically with the base of speed of the turbine shaft. So now this is the diagram of Francis turbine governing operation. So this power pump is pump the oil from the oil sump to relay valve. So this entire diagram is similar to the Francis turbine, but the difference is this is the V2 valve, this is V1 valve, and cylinder, in this cylinder servo motor we connected the shaft to one regulating shaft. This regulating shaft is connected with the lever, and through the lever movement we change the direction of guide blades in the Francis turbine, so we can easily move left and right motion. So by changing the direction of flow in the Francis turbine, the speed will be increased or decreased according to the angle of guide blade.